Hello, this is video 2 of week 2, and welcome. We're going to continue to talk about line and the study of line, and we have our last assignment that I'm going to go over in this video. So, as a kind of a review of the things that we're going to study during the first 8 weeks of the course, we're looking at from Betty Edwards' Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain book, the 5 different things that she separates in terms of being able to make that cognitive shift from L mode to R mode, from drawing on our left side of our brain to our right, the more creative side. And this week we are looking at the perception of edges or lines, and that's what we're focusing on. Okay. So here we have an example of a line drawing, and the reason I wanted to show you this drawing was that Miss Edwards makes a great point here about how we can use the knowledge of lines and what lines do to help us in depicting a drawing or making a drawing. So we see here the figures, it states that negative spaces and positive forms fit together with shaved edges like the pieces of a puzzle. So if you look at these different lines, what you can kind of gather is that when you draw a line, you get kind of a 2-for-1 deal. So for example, in that sail, that boat, you see the line on the sail is indicating the sail itself, but it's also going into where the background is. So it's giving an edge. It's a 2-edged sword. I guess maybe that's the concept of what I'm trying to drive home here. Is you have a 2-edged sword. You have the edges that'll give you there's 2 sides to the edge. There's you see the sun up there is a circle, and that has the edge, the inside edge of the sun, but it also has the outside edge going into the sky. So you want to look at how edges share space. So again, that sail on the boat, it's got a shared edge. It's sharing an edge of the sail going into the sail, and it's also sharing an edge going into the sky. And we'll see further as class goes on of what I mean by this and how it helps us in doing a drawing and realizing you can kind of have that aid of knowing that there's lines that will share an edge on these 2 different sides to a line or to an edge. So the last video we tried one of the tricks that we can use to help us make that cognitive shift, make that shift into the right side or the creative side of our noggins, and utilizing that creative shift to help us draw better. And another trick here that we're going to try is called blind contour drawing. And this is another way that we kind of tell our left hemisphere of our mind a task that it just gives up and just does not want to, has no interest in doing. It does not want to have any part in it. And this is, again, it's called blind contour drawing. So what we'll need for this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, yep, you guessed it, and a number 2 pencil. And I'm going to talk us through what I want you to do. So with your paper, your pencil, it would be nice if you could tape your paper actually to the surface that you're going to be drawing on. And what I want you to do is if you're left-handed, I want you to draw your right hand, and if you're right-handed, I want you to draw your left hand. Now what I want you to do is position your hand in front of you in a comfortable position, maybe on the desk, and start to clench your hand to where you're starting to close your fingers just slightly. Not exactly making a fist, but close them maybe halfway between a fist and your hand flat and open, and so that it's kind of in a curved position. And then what I want you to do is turn to your side, as if your whole body is turned to a side, to where you can't see your hand. Actually, I'm sorry. You want to put your hand, rest your hand maybe on the arm of a chair or on your leg, and you want to have your hand, your other hand, your drawing hand on pencil to paper. But have your hand that's going to be posing in a comfortable spot, because you're gonna hold that pose for a little while. What I want you to do is sit in a manner to where you cannot see your paper, and you can only see your hand that you're going to draw. And I want you to really focus on this and take some time. I failed to mention that there is another piece of material that I want you to use for this, and that's a timer. I want you to use a kitchen timer, or if you have a phone timer, I want you to set a timer for this to 5 minutes. And this is going to take about 20 minutes. We're going to go in 5-minute intervals. But the whole idea here is to not look at your drawing. So it's really important that you do not look at your drawing through this exercise. So what I want you to do is just go ahead and kind of have your hand partially clenched, like a partial fist, but not a fist, so where you can see kind of the wrinkles forming in your hand, in the palm of your hand. And I want you to, take a breath and relax, and take this very slow. What I want you to do is focus on maybe a really interesting looking wrinkle in the palm of your hand, and take a mental note of that and just focus on that. Put your pencil to your paper and start drawing that wrinkle. And I want you to go like millimeter by millimeter, very, very slowly on this. And what I want is you to sync your eye and your hand when you're drawing, so that your pencil is following your eye exactly. You're perceiving what you're looking at exactly. And I want you to just slowly, ever so slowly, start going down, and just like a machine, you're going to match your eye with your pencil and go down and start to draw those wrinkles, and start to draw the edges of that line going down the palm of your hand. And I want you to keep doing this slowly for 5 minutes until the timer goes off. As you do this, you will start to notice the small and intricate details of those wrinkles in the palm of your hand. And take your time and just keep drawing slowly. You may think to yourself, hey, this is really stupid, this is really weird, but try to keep those, brush those thoughts aside and keep moving forward, and just slowly draw those wrinkles in your hand until the timer has stopped. I want you to do this and not look at your hand for 5 minutes, and only when the timer goes off can you, not look at your hand, but only when look at your paper. But only when the timer goes off can you look at your paper and get a reference after the timer goes off, and start again where you left off, and maybe regroup yourself. Don't worry about how the drawing looks, but keep going and set the timer again for 5 minutes. And I want you to do this for 4 times. So it's going to be about 20 minutes, if I did my math right. And I want you to keep doing that, and set the timer each time. And just don't worry about the way it looks, but focus on your hand only, and the inclinations and the intricacies of the wrinkles in your hand. Okay, so all in all, if my math is right, this should be a 20-minute exercise, and I want you to just go in 5-minute increments with that timer until you stop, and then take a look at what you've done. So it's going to look rather strange. The end result, mind you, will not be your hand as a whole. You won't have the recognizable features of the drawing showing that, hey, this is the 4 fingers and the thumb. But what you will have is an amazing depiction of the intricacies of the edges and the wrinkles of your hand. And the reason this is so effective is because you are literally drawing, what you're seeing, and not drawing what you know. And that's the help that line contour drawing does. It's actually a pretty important exercise in Mrs. Betty Edwards' coursework, and a really important practice that some artists will even start up to warm up a drawing. so they can get into that R mode of drawing what they see as opposed to drawing what they know. So take a look at them, and you may laugh, but they're pretty amazing drawings that you can come up with. Again, it won't look like a four fingers and a thumb, but it'll look like a pretty amazing detailed drawing of the finer details of the wrinkles of your hand and of your skin. So again, here are the 3 drawings. We just did the last one. The other 2 was in the previous video, and these are due technically by Friday. And we have the following Monday, a week from today, we have the sketchbook drawing. And the sketchbook drawing, what I'd like you to do is to draw this time an outdoors object. Anything that you can be out at Burger King, or you could be out in front of your house or in the park. And I just want you to draw something outdoors as opposed to something inside from last week. All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you. We'll see you in class. And please feel free to call me with any or email me with any questions that you have. And if you need to video conference me with an interview, I'm available on Wednesday morning and afternoon, and Friday morning and afternoon by appointment. Thank you very much. Take care, you guys. We'll talk to you later.